Hello, welcome to the channel. My name's Pete and I'm here with my brother Steve, who's in the background there. Some of you may recognise this portal to a railway tunnel. This one is called the Burdale Tunnel and it is in East Yorkshire at Berdale on the old Driffield to Malton railway. This is quite an extravagant entrance at this side. If I just show you up there, look, we've got all this big stonework and a huge arch. This was originally going to be for 2 train tracks to go through there so that 2 locomotives could have run, but due to costs, the other side is only wide enough for 1 train to exit, 1 locomotive to exit the tunnel. Now the reason I've brought you back here is I believe that this one is Britain's most dangerous disused railway tunnel. Yes, I've seen the pictures of the Malton tunnel and people have been going there left, right and centre. Don't seem to move. This one moves. The other side is actually open, so we've got a privileged opportunity to get inside there through the doorway. So after we've looked at this side and compare it to what I remember from 2 years ago, we'll see if there are any changes. Now this is one of George Hudson's dreams. It's on the abandoned Malton and Driffield Railway. And construction started in this tunnel in 1847, but due to financial difficulties, it stopped. There was a maintenance crew here, and then it was finally finished in 1853. Now we've got to get through that grate there, because I do know that that's open. I will just show you that, so you know I'm not breaking in. It has had some adjustments since I've been here last. This wasn't here since I was on, and then it's been TIG welded again, but it hasn't lasted. Dark and forbidding inside there. We've got to climb up and get in, and I'll pick this up once we're inside. So we're in. Behind us, again, look at that. It's a long time since I've been in here. So this railway tunnel was very difficult to build, and as I'm going along I'm looking at all these old bricks, because that one says Armitage on it. I want to see if I can find a Malton and Driffield Railway one. Now we can see the construction of this one is stone at the bottom and a brick arched roof. It is wet inside here. It does get very wet later on. And here we are. These probably go all the way through, but we'll find out when we get to the other side. These allow air to move around the trains, creating vacuums and reducing vacuums. You can see these are just knackered at this side. And we've got these formations coming out. I believe they're called calcites. And then we've got them at this side. Again, it's been a long time since I've been in here, so hopefully we'll be able to see if there's any change. You can see my brother just ahead of us there. This side is relatively safe until we get further along. These marks look new. I don't recall those last time. But of course they're not new because they're 18498. What am I saying? 2022. I think, I can't remember when it was we were here, 2 years ago. The finer details I probably won't remember, but I'll have a general look at what these things are. And then we've got another shaft. I'd forgotten actually how much stone there is just spread about unevenly. Now this line was opened in 1853 and it was closed completely in 1858. but it did have passengers up until the 1950s. Got big old stones there. I don't know why. These are probably just repair stones or possibly for the walls. There's more down there. We just had a bit of a rain shower from the ceiling. Now we can't get that far this way. In the middle, I believe, is completely sealed, but the other end there are collapses as well, preventing you from getting in further. But I think the first one you can scramble over, and then I think there's another one beyond there where you can't get. Beyond. So we're going to compare that to what it was like previously. I'll switch you off for a little bit now, and I'll wait till we get to the collapse and I'll switch you back on. I just thought I would show you how wet this place is. The drains are still flowing even though they're unmaintained. And you can see the flow rate on that. It's incredible. And then here, it's already been dropped down to brick. And then we've got some stone copings on the edge of the walls here, on the returns. And again, there's calcifications coming through all in the ceiling. I do like it when it does that and it almost sparkles. I think we're getting close to the collapse now. Now these formers were here last time we came, but this one has been moved and dragged around. There's bits of met chain up there. I don't think that was there last time. These arch formers still here. Now I don't know if you can hear that. We're approaching the collapse. It looks like it's actually collapsed to the ceiling from here. So I will keep you on for the moment because we have to go through some stepping stones and a bit of a flooded area to get there. Now it's almost raining from the ceiling for this point here. There we go, having to see our kid get across there. This is probably about a foot deep, this water here. And then this is only a few inches deep, but we'll get through there. We've got our waterproofs on and more stepping stones. These are old railway sleepers. This has changed slightly, so some people have been rearranging this so you can get through. If we go back to our kid, you can just see how it's getting across there. Now I'm going to raise my tempo of my voice down a little bit, the volume of my voice down a little bit. You can see where it's blasting away from the walls. Again, this looks to have slipped further away because I did find it difficult showing you behind there last time. You can see the fired brick burnt on the inside. And then sort of above that. Now this is why I think it is Britain's most dangerous railway tunnel. They are probably safer. I mean, it's the last time you and Coop went up there a fair way, didn't you? Yeah. Does it look like... I don't think it's collapsed any further, this section, has it? Oh, there's a big crack in the wall there, I don't remember that. There. I'm too terrified to go over that, Steve. I really am. Yeah. It's not for me in that. Wait, don't go up, Steve, just hold on. I'm still recording, so. It's just terrifying. Should we have a little step over? I'm just so frightened of the noise triggering anything. I'm looking down at the bricks. I don't see anything that says Malton and Driffield Railway on it. There's no fresh collapse at this point. You can see the shape of the roof up there, the entrance back. I don't like it when my brother walks off and leaves me because I do find it absolutely terrifying. I think I'm at my limit here. I'm going to go where Steve is. This is my limit. We don't need to go any further, Steve, to prove any points. Stephen. Okay, I'm just going to switch the camera off now. Okay, so I'm too terrified to go any further. But look. And you can see how it's come away from the wall down there. All down here. I'm going to put it above where we are now, look. I could touch that. You can see the layers in the rock where it would separate. And now it's gone. Now I'm going to go back. So we're now walking back and leaving. So my brother is still up there just having a look around at the lining of the roof, but it's all the brickwork that's going to come down before the chalk. I was absolutely terrified. In fact, I don't even recall this wall being like this. This is new. You can see that there. I don't remember that being like that at all. I did try and look for some Malton and Driffield Railway bricks while we were there. So, I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely terrified. I'm going to switch off and I'm going to get out of this end of this tunnel fast while we still can. Now we've come a little bit away from where the collapse is. I don't know if you can see that in the background with that torch there. It's only there. It's not far away, it's just 100 yards, if that. The brickwork does look as though it's definitely come away from the wall. Whilst there are squashed areas of chalk along the top, it looks like the chalk hasn't collapsed in a while. It's the brickwork that's going. It is spreading, it is coming back towards the entrance. This is enough for this side. We're going to get out to the tunnel end, the way we came in, and then I'm all safe and I'll tell you a bit more about the plan. Now we've made it out of the tunnel. It is dangerous. Don't come here, don't go in there. I believe that this is Britain's most dangerous railway tunnel because of the imminent danger of collapse. Now Mapley Tunnel, I've not been there yet. I would like to go and have a look to compare it, but even that one's going to be intimidating and dangerous. Me and my brother have concluded that there is further splitting of the brickwork and it's coming away from the wall in lines further away from when we were last here 2 years ago. Whilst the chalk may have not collapsed, the brickwork is definitely coming down. This needs filling in, not sealing up like that, because people are constantly going to break it off to get in. It just needs backfilling, just enough so that you can't get in there. And I suspect the other side will be the same, but we're going to find that out next because that's where we're going. I believe there's two collapses that I know of, one that you can scramble over and one that completely blocks off the tunnel. So the first one we come to, we should be able to get over, and then the other one we should be a dead stop at. So we'll see you around the other side. We're going to head there now. We've made it round to the other side. This is the western side. And I've never been in this part of the tunnel there. I'll show you this from above and then we'll have a look at it down there. This is our cutting. See how waterlogged that gets. Now I know that that door is open because I've had somebody scout it out. So we're going to get down there, try the door, we'll get in and we'll see what condition this is like inside. And I believe that this is Britain's most dangerous railway tunnel. Drop me a comment on what you think. Really exciting. We've now come down from the embankment up there. You can see just how high that was above me. I mean, that's just crazy, is that? The wall goes all the way down there. We've got stone copings along the top. And we can see we've got the blue brick courses around the edge there. And it's not as fancy as the other side because there was no money by this time. This was a case of just get it done, get the line running. So this is super exciting. I've never been in this side. And I do believe that this is Britain's most dangerous railway tunnel. We've already seen how bad the other side is. Now let's come into this side where I've never been before. My brother's already in there. The steel door was open, we've not broken. And immediately you can see all the debris that people have probably been throwing in through there. And we've got some ladders there to service this. And we thought that was going to be our way in. But fortunately, somebody's broke in through that door. So all this debris is just plastic, modern rubble. There's a right echo in here. And it looks like we've got sleepers.
Looks like bracing.
Oh yeah, bracing. Yeah, because if we look at the arc on it, and same with this side here as well, bracing. So there's quite a few bits of that in here, which is most likely to repair the arch on this. This is single track, this railway, and straight away we can see up there all the soot. Now I want to come in this side because I've never been in here and I want to know how far we can go. But what's interesting in here is there are a lot of these in varying degrees of condition. Insulators for telegraph wires. Those are broken. But we're hoping we can see some complete ones down the other end. Now there is a heck of an echo in here. I'm not sure how far we can go. And we've got our lime coming through the wall there, and there's a bat box here, so we do know that this is being used for a bat cave. Not with Batman. And we can see straight away coming up, we've also got some more insulators there. We've got some bricks on the floor, but these look fairly modern. Yeah, these ones are broken as well. That's there for the protection of bats, but we haven't seen any bats and there's none in there. What a shame that they're broken. And they are on the floor down here as well. You can see the pattern inside there where it grips on. It's all brick at this side. The insulators are fairly close together as well. We'll keep away from the bat boxes just in case. These have been vandalised. And there's one down there on the floor. Broken. Such a shame. So we're going to continue on and I'll switch the camera. In fact, I will leave it on because the air is starting to get a bit misty in here. You can see the drips of the water there. How blue is that? And then it's coming through from up there. There's some stalactites forming. Looking up at the decay on these bricks here. I think there's probably a bit of a bow in that wall there as well. That's possibly coming in there. But look how damaged it is. I hope you can see this in the shadows. Look at that. Just water damage and no management. Nowhere for the water to escape. More broken insulators. plastic getting everywhere, probably blown down here from that entrance when the wind is just right. Insulators at this side again, and the parts are down on the floor. It is very misty in this tunnel now, and we'll just have a quick look up at the ceiling. You can see all the soot and the build-up that had been there for years. Now, with there being plenty of ventilation shafts, I don't know if we're going to get to one because the middle of the tunnel is sealed off by blockages at either end. And if I'm going to turn you around, you can see my breath. We can identify the slight curve on at the end there, which I honestly didn't know was like that. I thought this was a fairly straight tunnel. I didn't realise that that would be like that. Okay. So what insulators have we got here? We're really hoping to find some that are intact. And it looks like we've finally done it. It does look like these two are intact. Would you say they're intact, Steve?
Yeah, it looks like it from here.
Yeah, they look good, don't they?
All skirts on them.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll continue on down until we get to a collapse. Now, I do think this is Britain's most dangerous railway tunnel because it is an ongoing thing, this collapsing. There were some other YouTubers down here when they had debris fall. I'm hoping that doesn't happen to us because that will be terrifying. We've already seen what the other end is like, so you know how dangerous that is. Here we've got a widening of the tunnel. There are no refuge shelters in here, but this is allowed for airflow, and it pretty much opens up into a sort of cathedral-like place for the trains. The locomotives come steaming through here. Then there's something going on ahead. We can't really identify at the moment till we get there. It could be bracing. And I mean, this is 4 feet across there, something like that. Probably going to about 2 feet at the top. We've got metal work up there as well. Oh, I'm excited to be in here. A little bit further in the tunnel, it looks like we've got another 2 intact insulators, still with the soot on from when the railway was in use. I say intact, it looks like this middle one's broken, just there. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to extend you up, because I can take you up there for a closer look. You'll probably see that a little bit better than me. And then we've got the other one there. And then as we can see, this one here is completely gone. So we are now somewhere that is quite dangerous. I'm going to lower my voice because I don't know how long this has been like this, but this is just absolutely incredible. You can see where this has been blasted off with the water getting into the bricks and soaking it up, all from there, and you can see where the soot goes. We've got a brace on the floor here. There's actually some shotgun cartridges down there, but just look at this. This huge stalactite coming through. Again, I'm going to extend you up to have a look at that, because I would like to see that a bit closer too. Hope you can see that. Just amazing. Now the walls are starting to collapse here. I'm going to carefully bring you down. Just bear with me. We can see at this side where it's actually come away now. Just here. Look at this. It's gone. Now what would be the best thing in the world for me right now would be to see if one of these bricks are Malton and Driffield Railway. But they're just unmarked blue engineering bricks. At this side as well we've got a collapse, and I need to check if these are Malton and Driffield railway bricks. This one has got some writing on it. Have we found one? It doesn't say Malton and Driffield. Stairfoot. Well, Stairfoot was, of course, part of the Hull and Barnsley. And my brother's just gone ahead of me to scout out a little bit. You can see just how dangerous this railway tunnel is. And we've got more up there. Intact, more of the insulators. Now the echo is getting less and less, so we might be coming up against a wall where there's a collapse. And one thing I don't want to do is be loud. I'm going to put a load of photographs up at the end. Make sure you stick around for those. With this end being sealed off for so long, it's remarkable that these are still here and intact. I've broken one at the top, but the other one's okay. So it looks like we've got lime scale on the ceiling there. This is crystallised. Look how bright that is. If I just ask my brother to turn his torch away, you can see it looks like a starry night with the glitter in. And we're going to continue on and see how far we can get. This is all rather exciting. What have we got at this side? Have we got a telegraph at this side?
For what?
And that's very different to all the others. Very different shape.
I wonder if it's the original.
So we will get some pictures again of all the stuff that we see. You can see where the ceiling has come down here. The moisture just soaking into those bricks and making them expand and shatter. A bit of repair of blue engineering here. The floor has got modern stone down, and we don't see any shapes in the land other than perhaps just a channel down the centre of where the railway once ran. And there is sporadic repair patches of blue engineering brick. We're getting in quite a way now. We have come quite a way into the tunnel. Lots of the insulators still remain, even the wood in the walls. Whereas at the other end, if you remember, there's virtually nothing except for the few broken parts. Now it's looking very dark ahead of us. And we've got most of the insulators are to my right, and they look very different to the ones on the left. Could anybody date that? We can see there's a collapse in front of us, so I'm going to be quiet again. And again, this just opens up into a huge cathedral. And there's a piece of the insulator on the floor there. And then this is a wooden one. Oh, you can see where the metal has expanded inside there and caused it to shatter. So it's unlikely vandals.
Covered in soot.
and they are still caked in soot. Yeah. Now, I thought this was a collapse, but it looks like we're at an air shaft. You need to be careful at these air shafts because nobody knows we're down here, and people throw things down, evidenced by the pile of rubble. This one is not the deepest air shaft, but it's still a long way, make no mistake. You see that up there? That's still a good few 100 feet above us. And of course they would have taken the soil out through that as well. Let's continue on. This looks like an old bottle of Newcastle Brown. What's this? Old Moot cider. And we've got some bricks here. These are not from the railway, they're just rubbish bricks being thrown down. And we can see again, here we go, where it's just this huge cathedral and then it narrows down again to allow for the airflow. And this is our collapse. We're not going to climb up the collapse or go beyond it. But this is where an air shaft has come down. I do believe you can scramble up this if you wish to go over it, but for me, not a chance. And you can see why it's collapsed. They thought it was going to be solid chalk when they were building this, but this is just shale mixed in with clays, and that's all that's come down from up there. Let's see if we can have a little look. The earth is just moving underneath us. There was a time when you could get over this and through to the other side, and that wasn't very long ago. So we do know that there is active collapsing going on here. You can see the cracks in the wall there to your left. My brother's trying to climb up, as you can see. If he just takes another couple of steps, you can just see how difficult that is. I don't think he should go anymore, Steve. I think this is it for us. Is the light coming down from up there?
I don't think so.
And it smells, doesn't it? It smells like...
I don't even think it's not in an air shaft.
It's not even an air shaft, it's just a collapse, and it's dead end. This is the end of our journey in here. This is why this railway tunnel is so dangerous. And as you can see there, it's ready to go at any moment. So we're going to go down. I'm going to switch the camera off for a moment. As you can see, my brother is still up there. He's just having a look at how they believed it was. I'm very nervous for you, Steve. Come down, don't go up.
It's getting to the point where I think it is actually blocked off to the side as well.
Yeah, completely blocked. I can hear things.
It's quite interesting.
I can hear things dropping, Stephen.
It's just quite fascinating. Sound like Spock, don't it?
Just shine your torch at that, Steve. So this is a collapse now. You used to be able to scramble over this if this was the one. There's no going there. My brother's confirmed he's heard something collapse whilst we've been in here. So we're going to get out of here now. I'm just going to take some pictures on the way out, and I'll put those up at the end for you. We've got to go, this is too dangerous. Made it out. Dank, dark, miserable, dangerous. Even at the entrance here, it's got collapses starting to happen. This thing needs to be sealed permanently. And this is the cut-in. What I just showed you. You can see a little bit better of the walls and just how the water is not draining away anywhere. When it's been a heavy rainfall, this place looks like a canal more than a railway cut-in. But that's what that looks like. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Do you think this is Britain's most dangerous railway tunnel? I definitely think it is. This is my final time here. I will not come back. I'm done. I've grown up around this tunnel. I've been here a few times, but now it's just too far gone. This thing needs permanently sealing up. Not with a gate, but actually backfilling so that you can't get in there. It is just too dangerous. If you've enjoyed this episode, please buy me a coffee from the link down below. It's much appreciated. Everything goes towards fuel and things for the channel. Please take care. Hit the subscribe button if you don't want to buy me a drink. That's the best thing you can do. And I'll see you in the next one.